Okay, dear viewers of Gaza Media, good morning again and welcome to this program, The Voice. As we said, this is a program where each and everyone can come here and maybe express themselves, especially focus on issues that are affecting our community. And today we will be having a special guest that will be talking on some of the developmental issues that affect Lebialem in terms of education, health, and culture. And I will be here with my colleague, Madame Gillette Atemkem, who usually report from Douala. Gillette, over to you.
Yes, and this morning we'll be honored to have the presence of Honorable Dr. Benard Foju, the lone parliamentarian from Lebialem division. Honorable Dr. Benard Foju is one of those parliamentarians in Cameroon that plays a very pivotal role in shaping policies in Cameroon, some of which affect those that live in Lebialem division.
Okay, by this,
Yes, Ernest?
I would like to bring our guest, Honorable Dr. Benard Foju. Honorable, we are happy to welcome you here for our very first time. It's a privilege.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you very much.
No, yeah, it's our pleasure. As we are eager to hear from you this morning, or I know it's afternoon in Cameroon, on some specific issue that are affecting our Lebialem division, especially in the area of the road network project and overall the development issue that affect Lebialem. And we have also learned that we want to use the opportunity to also learn from you some of these issues concerning us, the BLM as a whole, especially the very less privileged that are resident in the BLM itself. So let me start by the first question. One of the main issue, Honorable, that has always been in the mind of the BLM person is always the issue of road. The Cham Menji Bakaba Road has been used many times for people when they're doing campaigns or promises that they will do this. And even you yourself too, sometimes you have also promised that maybe you will tar the road. But when after election, when everyone get to Yaoundé, then the story will never hear of anything again. What has always been happening?
That I will tar the road. No parliamentarian tars the road. Anyway, from your question, I detect two things. What are campaign promises? And what is the real situation of our road? Well, campaign promises are campaign promises. In other words, it is a government that has the budget, and it is the government that carries out infrastructural roads. So if you are in the governing party, the probability of getting your infrastructure go through is very, very high. That is a known fact. That is obvious. No parliamentarian will come and tell you, in fact, in Cameroon, it's against the law for a parliamentarian or for a prospective parliamentarian to go out and make a specific promise. It is not possible. But a parliamentarian can go out and give people hope and show them what is possible, So promises, campaign promises, no, as I said, no parliamentarian will actually say for sure that I am going to do this or that because he is not the one, he's not the government. But if he is a governing party, he can show you what the possibilities are. Then coming to our road, after so many years, we had our road put in the priority list. And we got, after a long struggle, the Chinese to study the road and the Chinese to raise money to tar the road. Were then a priority road. And the Chinese spent more than 2.8 billion to do studies for this road. But just when things were to heat up, the crisis came. And you remember, Menji was being tarred at that time. There were caterpillars and equipment tarring Menji. You remember, Majeni itself was on the road to bring the road from Tang to Bakebe to a good situation as Tanu had left a long time ago. But what do? We burned the caterpillars, we kidnapped the people, and of course, they left. And we were no longer on the priority list. But as the situation is getting better, we are about to enter the priority list again. We have got, over time, through, again, a lot of lobbying and so on, we got one of our sons appointed a minister, not just any minister, but a minister in charge of the BIP. So he is a minister delegate in the Ministry of the Economy in charge of drawing up the BIP. So in charge of drawing up the national investment budget. So we are particularly lucky. Through his struggle and the struggle of many others, we now have the African Development Bank that has accepted to tar the road. But, the studies that were done in those days, more than 10 years ago, are no longer valid. So new studies have to be done. And the African Development Bank has made available to Cameroon already, the cash is in Cameroon, 800 million to bring the studies, to actualize the studies and bring them up to date. What is the problem? The problem is that the people in the bushes pose a problem. I think 7 African companies were consulted, and none of these companies so far has put in a tender. Why? They're all afraid. They're all afraid of what will happen to them if they come and start studies on the road. So what we should do is convince those who are in the bushes to come out. If they come out today, the tender will succeed, and the final studies will go on. So we tend to forget all the time. After we drove people the road out of our division, we now ask, where are the roads? Of course, you drove the people, you burned the caterpillars, you did things that were not acceptable. The only way for people to come back is for the boys to leave the bushes. I think, do you get the story?
Yes, no, Honorable, thank you. I'm getting you, Gillett. Yes, I think you have the next question
Yeah.
to follow up because before I do a follow up question with Honorable. But Gillett, before I give you the floor, Honorable, you started by saying sometimes promises. Is it now become a routine that maybe somebody want to run for an office she just can make maybe fake promises because there are promises because he or she knows that the government it doesn't have the power from the government to actually maybe get a project or something done, but they still make these promises. Why do they lie to their own people?
No, I say it's illegal
It's
to
illegal.
make a promise. Sure, if you read the law, if you read the campaign law, you see that it is illegal. You cannot go and tell the people that if you vote me, I'll tar this road. Is the money with you? But you can tell the people that if you vote the ruling party, the probability, the possibility that you can give people hope. You cannot give people assurance. You get it?
Yes, I get it. Okay, Gila, you go ahead.
You want more explanation?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Gila, you go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable. I was just about asking that last year the grading of this road ended somewhere around Lewo, the entrance to Lewo, and the people of Lower Lebialem are really suffering, especially during this period of crisis. I was just about finding out what you are doing, but with your explanation that the program to tar the road is in the making. I think that answers my question for now. So, Ernest, you can just take over from there.
Okay.
No, the road has reached Menji. That is the rapid, how do you say it in English again? The rapid removal of potholes has reached Menji already. I think one can leave Chang from Menji now in less than 2 hours. Before it used to take, during the rainy season, they stopped at the wall last year because of the rains. You don't do a road during, it would be a total waste of time. So for now, the rapid grading has reached Menji. What is left, and the army is also on the road right now as we speak, doing some culverts. So what is left now is for us to throw laterite from Chang to Menji, and we are also lobbying. You would have noticed that I have had several meetings with the Minister of Public Works. It's a lobby. The lobby for Lebialem is as strong as ever. And we are convinced that not long from now, they will start throwing laterite on the road.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Honorable, thank you so much. And yeah, I think we'll come back to this issue of the voices in the bushes, the red zone, because I think sometimes they have used that narrative a lot, uh, which to an extent is quite true. The insecurity, nobody would dispute that. But at the same time, there have been some kind of micro project going on. We will have time, we'll discuss that. Let me do a follow up here with you, just to get your own opinion on this particular issue that has affected, especially the headquarters of Lebialem Menji. For over 10 years now, Menji, which is the headquarters, has no council building, no portable drinking water uh, in that area, no functional health center in that region, I mean, including the wall and the bank, all across Njogwe and its Otter. Yet, money has been given to sponsor to carry on some of the project. And the building itself happened before even the crisis started early 2018. But Minji has no council. So I just want to find out from you as a representative, what do you see into all of this that the people in that area should not even enjoy their own, they say, national cake?
Now, again, you will come back to the same problem. The buildings were going on. What you are just saying, it was going on. When the crisis hit, what did you want him to do? So when the crisis hit and people were being kidnapped, they disappeared. And to let you know, I'm head of the follow-up committee. I'm the president of the follow-up committee in Lebialem. So I do have all the facts. And the crisis is the main explanation for the problems we have right now. In the past, when you fail to do what you are supposed to do, you know, there's a procedure that we followed. And when you fail to do what you were supposed to do, your contract was cancelled, your name was removed from the list of contractors, and if there was any fraud involved, you went to prison. you know. But when the crisis hit, all that had to be suspended. I keep holding meetings to follow up all the work going on in Lebialem. I hold these meetings in Chang, not in Lebialem, because I cannot go there. I can't go where I want to go. That is a major handicap. That's why we say that peace is the foundation of development. If there's no peace, there's no development. And I can tell you right now that in Wabane, the situation is not that bad because Guabane is not as red as Fontaine is. They are around 80% execution of the budget of this year. Last year, they were around 98%. But in Alo, the situation too is not as bad. This year, I think Alo is around 70 something percent, a little bit over 70%. The worst is Wabane, which is around 54%. And why is it that bad? It's because again of the crisis. There's only one solution to our development problem.
But
Let
honorable,
the boys who are in the bushes, come out. I cannot hold anybody particularly accountable if he tells me, look, my life is threatened. We cannot have two administrations. No ship has two captains and sail well. No plane has two captains at the same time. One says, let's go east. The other says, let's go west. And it works. It's not possible. The
yes,
boys, we all
no,
must fight
no,
for
honorable,
peace.
no, but honorable. Yeah, before the crisis, there were some project. There's a health center at Wenchen that was constructed. That construction started around 2012. It was big. I think they said it was complete because I have the images and I've done some reporting on it. It was almost at the point of putting the windows. Then it was just abandoned, left like that. But for the Minji Council, that was burned down in 2014. Then the budget was allocated, from what we've gathered, in 2015. So what's supposed to start in 2015, 2016, 2017, up to 2018, early, when people started running away. But I'm saying for these 3 years, so they could not complete a small structure like that. I mean, honorable,
No,
you are
no,
an engineer.
No, the problem started in 2016, not 2018. By 2018 was the height of everything. What I'm telling you is this: that the situation is quite bad now. I'm not denying that. And then I'm telling you that when there was peace, when somebody fails, if this crisis had not come, that contractor, his contract would have been cancelled. A different contractor would have been taken, and the building would have been completed. If the procedure is correctly done, nobody goes away with any money, because the government principle is you are paid for work done. So it's not all contractors that are capable or that do the work for which for which they are required to do. When you don't do it, you are punished. The contract is cancelled, and you cannot tender anymore. I've not said that everything is 100%, but you see where there is peace, things go up to about 95%. Where there is no peace, it stagnates at 50 something percent.
But honorable, I think one of the issue too is when the population too, because they see that contractors are taking contract when they know that there's insecurity. We will talk about the water project that they said the water flow for about 2 weeks. The pipe were burst or something, or the catchment, something happened to the catchment that they were supposed to replace it. They have not done that. We'll see some other projects just around like that. I don't know. I was just wondering if you are aware of this, if you are really talking to the local politician or the council in that area that is in charge of this rural development.
I am totally aware of it, and as I told you, that range is only around 55% of work done at the end of November, when they should be around 90. So, of course, we have drawn the attention of the mayor. He's been given a letter of observation. He is following those people, and he has assured me that by the end of this month, he will get to 80%, and by the end of January, he will be sure he has more than 90%. I'm waiting for that period. If by the end of this month, I don't see the 80%, and by the end of January, I don't see the 99%, then what we'll do is we'll get the prefect. That's what the law authorizes us to do. We'll get the prefect to give him a warning letter. So I don't follow contractors as president of the follow-up committee. I follow the mayors, and then the mayors follow the contractors.
Okay.
Because if you see the contract, the engineer and the big man of the contract, it's not the president of the supervisory of the follow-up committee. The big person of the contract is the mayor. So the mayor has promised me. I've been on the phone with him several times throughout the year, and I have these promises from him. And when the promise was not meant 2 months ago, he had a letter of observation from us, from my office.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Yeah, honorable. I'm trying to. At least I'm getting.
Because when I look at sites like in Lebialem, I've talked to Mr. The founder of Lebialem, that be careful. It should not become an inquisition. It should not. They're helping us, sure. They're helping us as they remain constructive. But when it becomes an inquisition, when it becomes a witch hunt, because it looks like for some things they follow, for other things they are not interested, that have the same thing. So Leban can be a good thing if it does a good job, and if it remains positive and constructive, they will help us.
I hope they are listening to us now. Gillette, I think you should take over the next question.
Okay, thank you so much. I think, Honorable, I think many people, in their opinion, they are looking at these people that take up projects and they don't complete, as they are just using the issue of crisis to they are just amplifying the issue of crisis just to shy away from completing these projects. And talking about the issue of whatever is going on in Kelebang, I think the people are just worried, which is but normal. Yeah, listening to them, they are just expressing their worries of projects that are supposed to be completed, especially as they saw whatever was destined for those projects in terms of finances, and looking at what is on the ground, it is not the same. So they are just expressing their frustration, expressing their worries, and trying to look for a way out so that these people that have collected money with the goal to realize these projects to go back and realize it. Come to think of it, Honorable, we have it that some of this money for these projects has been channeled through your office. How often do you follow up to get feedback from all those that are contractors that are taking care of these projects?
Well, sometimes it's better to ask one question at a time. When you ask too many, it becomes a bit confusing. Let's go to the first part. I share the concern of Lebialem, but I would like to put one thing straight. You don't collect money for work you have not done. If you do that, it's stealing and you should go to prison. Nobody should, according to the laws of Cameroon, collect money for work that has not been done. So when you have a contract, you are paid as you do the work. And if you stop at any time, it's the government that owes you. You don't owe the government. That's how the procedure should be. So I share with Lebialem the concerns that people who win contracts should do the work for which these contracts were given. But when you don't do the work well or you don't do it properly, you are sanctioned. We have sanctions. People have gone to prison in Lebialem who took money or who took money fraudulently, because you can have people sign that work is done when it is not done. If that is found out, you are on your way to prison. Then coming through to the other question you just asked concerning my office, no government projects pass through my office, none at all. The public investment budget is direct. It goes to the ministries, it goes to the regions, and it goes to the divisions. None comes through the member of parliament. So again, that's a wrong impression that you give people. If a member of parliament gives out something, it's from his pocket. It's not part of the investment budget. The total remuneration of a parliamentarian is well known. There are many lines on his remuneration. And one of the lines is parliamentary intervention. Just as there's a line for petrol and there's a line for electricity and water. So if Parliament gives me 50,000 to pay electricity, but I pay 20, they don't come and say, where is the other 30? So they give something for intervention, but it is part of my remuneration package. And I use it the way I want and the way I like. Since it's part of my remuneration package, I'm answerable to nobody. But I can assure you that I usually spend at least twice what I collect, what the parliament gives me for special interventions. And I don't just throw the money, as some people say. I work through the mayors. Before, I used to work directly with the receivers, but I had some problems. Like, I'll give you an example. A community may tell you, we need a cassava mill. You get them a small cassava grinder. They don't take properly care of it. In a year, it gets bad. Then they said, oh, he came and fooled us and gave us poor equipment. So what I do now, I work with the mayors. The mayors consult the community, and they know the communities better than I do. And then the community themselves go and collect the cassava, the little cassava grinder, and the mayors send their reports to me. Whenever you are in Yaoundé, you come, I'll show you the reports I receive from the mayors. Not just the mayors, the beneficiaries also contact me. If you have been going through the papers, the videos that come out, Lebialem Today and others, you will see that communities do appear from time to time on these video support systems to thank me. So it is not true that I don't follow. I don't follow up. I don't go to the field in the last 3, 4, 5 years because of the crisis. Before, I used to go, and when the crisis will end, and if I am still there, I will go. So again, it is not true that I just throw
Yes,
money to people and walk
honorable.
away. That's
No,
not true
honorable.
at all.
I think what you explain now is what the notion that we usually call microfinances from the parliament or something like that. I think that's what you were explaining. But I think
No,
if you have really
no, there are no microfinances anymore from Parliament. Right
okay.
now, there are no microfinances from Parliament anymore. There are special interventions.
Yeah, honorable, I think what you are explaining now could say like a role model. Say, for example, like you are describing a particular scenario where you give some little money to some community or through the mayor where there's some kind of accountability, check and balance. So that if you set that kind of precedent and say, hey, this is my report, you say you are writing an observation letter, say to the mayor or somebody or to the delegate or any elected official, local official who is not doing something right, I think they would copy from you, and that may change a little bit what is actually going on the ground. Um, at least I really
No, but
appreciate for that.
let me now let me come in at this point. You
Mhm.
remember in Calabar, I did put the report from Fontaine subdivision of how they spend the 2 million. You know, some people were annoyed. They said, "Oh, take it off. That's a distraction. This, that." Of course, we will not put anything again like that there. It was not a distraction. I wanted
No,
the people to find out if that money was properly spent because somebody had said it was not properly spent. Those bags were not bought by the money I gave. So I thought there would be some discussion on that to find out exactly if it were correctly spent. But they said it was a distraction. Why do you want me to give another account? I would not
no,
put any account there anymore.
honorable. You're also aware that people have in the marketplace that when I call it like a marketplace, people have different opinion. I saw that statement. I mean, we were of the opinion that this is a lot of money that has been sending down. I think that was when the noise was shifted a little bit away from you in Yaoundé to Menji, the council or the council municipality workers, the council and the rest, because they actually thought that so all this money has been going down there that nobody ever knew about it. I think, honorable, sometimes you are also too quiet.
Yeah, I'm not quiet. Look, I'm not quiet. These monies are given publicly. They are given publicly and they are
No,
published.
no,
For
I mean
example,
like giving it out to
the one that
explain.
I gave this year
No, I mean
were
quiet.
on all our sites.
I know, I mean quiet in the sense that you do not communicate a lot.
No, it's not part of my mission.
Okay, okay, honorable. Yes, let's talk about this a little bit. Let me have your own opinion on this.
Ernest,
Uh, hmm, concerning
hello.
it was a follow-up question.
Ernest,
Yes,
okay.
yes, it was a follow-up question
Yeah, I
after
just wanted
you.
to ask my own.
Okay, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. All right. I was about asking my own follow-up question to the Honorable, as he made mention that those that take contracts and they do not complete them, they are liable to punishment. I was just about finding out from him, these people that took the contract to construct the council hall, and up till date, they have not been able to finalize it. What nature of punishment has been given to them so far?
As long as there is insecurity, they hide behind that fact. Take away the insecurity, they'll be given a few months to do it, and if they don't complete it, their contract will be cancelled and given to some other person. As long as there is insecurity, there is a problem. You may
Yeah,
say what you like. Anybody may say what you like. Say go and so on. When somebody is killed, will our brother Charles ever come back? No, there's insecurity.
okay.
Honorable,
Yes.
Honorable, just to add a
I'm
little,
listening.
yeah, Honorable, just to add a little, I think, as I said, many people are amplifying this issue of crisis and red zone just because they want to hide funds that were given to them for some particular reasons for their own benefit. I mean, for recently, we have been covering a lot of events in the BLM division. I mean, the image that is portrayed now is showing that things are getting back to normal, but people, let's just imagine that if Gaza media has not been covering those events, they will still be hiding under the umbrella that, oh, there is so much of red zone over there, there is so much tension, there's so much crisis, oh, you can't even go there. But unfortunately for them, Gaza media has exposed all these things just for government or just for the state to see that what they are saying is not the reality. So what the people in the community are saying is that it is very frustrating to know that money to that magnitude has been pumped in. And the worst thing that is even more frustrating is the fact that they are the Bangwa people. I mean, people from that locality, which people are crying for decentralization, that every people of a particular locality should be handed funds to, I mean, to develop that community. And money to that magnitude will be given to people that come from that particular locality, and they collect the money and no work is done. And that is the frustration of the people. Honorable, I really
Again,
need your honest opinion on this.
I don't think you are listening to me well. I don't think you are listening to me well. I have said that contractors don't collect money before they do the work. If they collect the money before they do the work, that's illegal. And they're heading for prison with all those who help them collect the money. The government system is that you do work before you are paid. In other words, if you do not do the work, you have not collected the money. The money will still be there. Your contract will be cancelled. Another person will be given that contract to do the work. In a normal situation, if you know any person who has collected money before and has not done the work, please, can you send me the information? We'll take immediate action. You cannot collect money before you do the work. You do the work, it is approved before you collect the money. Do you get me?
Yes, Honorable, I'll
Okay,
get you.
Honorable, I believe that the public is listening to you. I believe that the
But if you
public
know
is
anybody
listening
who
to
has
you. You know,
collected
education
money,
is part of this as well.
yeah, if you know anybody who has collected money because they haven't drawn nobody has come to me and said this man collected this money and has not done the work. We would have done a report to the DO and to the minister, and he would have been arrested. If you have not done the work, you have not collected the money under normal circumstances.
And I think that's why in Caliban have requested the document or the contracts for those contractors in Minji Municipal Council to actually see those contracts, to see the description of the job that they were supposed to do. Because, for example, the hospital or the integrated health center at Mbindia, that was done. The nurse is stationed in Chang, and that hospital is not functioning up to now, but the work or the rehabilitation has been completed. The medical shipment is lying somewhere in Chang. So I think these are just some of the small issue. But let me not distract. We may come to that. Honorable, I wanted to just do a follow-up opinion, to get your opinion on this pertinent question. In 2018, 120 million CFA was given by the Minister of Finance to Mr. John Fongang to carry out agricultural activity for the youth of Lebialem. And around 2022, we saw a document. We actually did investigation on that. We tried to reach the office of Mr. John Fongang, who was the president. I don't know if he's still the president of LEGDA. At that time, we were not able to get in touch with him to really know how that money was managed to help the youth. Then during that time too, some people allege that sometimes in the media you cannot confront somebody when you are not very sure. They allege that the parliamentarian knows something about it. I could not call you because it was an allege, but now that I have you here, I just wanted to have your own to have your statement on this, since your name was mentioned. But like I said, it was rumor. I could not confront you. I could not even write to you based on rumor. But now that you are here, let me just ask you.
But it's rumor. You say it's rumor. It's rumor. I don't know about that. And I know that when the government sends money to somebody to do something, the government requires a report of how that money was used. If that is true, I don't know. If that is true, that money was given to John Fongang and he has not had any problems, it means the person who gave him the money is satisfied with the report he made. If it is true, I'm not aware.
We have official document that 120 million was given to him by the Minister of Finance. He signed, was
That's what,
deposited.
but that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. I say if the Minister of Finance, what you are saying, I don't have that document.
Mm-hmm.
But if the Minister of Finance gave him some money, it was to do something, he must have satisfied the Minister of Finance if he is a free man.
So
That's how the state works. That's how the state works. You know,
now,
if
honorable,
if I,
honorable,
the same as me, if I give money to a mayor to do something, the mayor supplies me with a report. As I said, what I published in Kailaban last time was what the mayor of Menji supplied me, that this is what I have done. So I put it out there for some people say, no, it's not good. Then they say, no, take it out, and so
no,
on. So I believe, that the report is okay. So
no,
for
but
now, since I've got no counter this thing, the report that the mayor of Menji sent to me is okay. So it's the same way. If the Minister of Finance sends you, that's how the state works. When they give you money for something, you do that thing. If you don't do it, you are in trouble.
Honorable, are you now saying that, say, for example, that when you give money to the mayor, since it's public money, so the population or the local should not have any opinion, so it should work between the two parties
No,
only?
no, I gave money to the mayor. It was not public money. Again, it looks like you people are not listening.
No, I'm saying,
The money I gave
I'm just
to
saying,
the money I gave to the mayor is my money. And look, in a state is not a state attributes powers to different organs and to different people. You understand?
yes.
That's why I told you I cannot go to ask a contractor for anything because the state has not given me the power to follow a contractor. But the state has given me the power to follow a mayor. You know, the state has what we call division of labor.
Yes,
You
no,
know,
honorable,
a doctor does not sit in the magistrate court to judge a case.
no,
You
honorable,
know,
no,
and the
honorable, I'm
magistrate
just,
doesn't go sitting.
no,
So,
honorable,
and then if you want to get details or more, ask the person you are calling his name. Why are you asking me? I've told you that I heard the rumors also, and I know the way the state works, that if everything was not in order, he would be in trouble if that is true at all. Because, you know, nowadays, I've seen fabrications of Obama speaking. I've seen fabrications of Trump dancing. You know, anything
no,
can be fabricated.
no,
But to tell you,
honorable,
but to be
honorable,
honest,
mhm.
right?
No, honorable, what I was
Uh,
just
not to
saying was,
be-
no, what I was just saying is, when you have official document that is meant under as a community organization, a cultural organization, LEGDA, the BLM Cultural and Development Association in Cameroon, receive money to go do work in the village or in the division, then we'll find out that non-agricultural activity has been conducted in the BLM. That's why I'm saying, like, as a good citizen, say, let take you out as an honorable, as a good citizen. Will you be interested to know?
No, sure. Of course, I'm interested to know.
That's what I'm
I'm very
asking.
interested to
That's
know.
why I was asking.
But that's what I've told you. I say I'm interested to know. But I don't have any documentary evidence, and I don't normally go out of my own mission. I have a specific mission. You know, a parliamentarian has a mission. Just as a lawyer has a mission, everybody has a mission. So I don't follow every rumor I see.
No, I mean,
Yes.
if document are presented, I can send you the document in due time, like what document, official document that was signed from the ministry. I know this was way back. This is like probably 8 years ago because we're now 2024 to 2025. So I just said, let me bring that to your attention that we try to follow up at that time, but we didn't get it. Honorable, I
Mhm.
also want to really appreciate, recommend your effort too as well, even though, yes, there have been people will say whatever, but at least through my reporting, I've come across some of the endeavor that you have been able to do, and I believe is out of your own personal pocket towards the development of the people, your contribution to Ngundeng Azin Chowinha Road project. I think your effort with that of Minister Paul Tasson towards the Kudu USA road equipment in custom, try to maybe give a discount or whatever in the custom this thing. I think I've come across some document like that. I just wanted to take the opportunity to also acknowledge that, to appreciate you for that you do. But we also want to find out if that money, do you have some reserve, or is your own personal money from your own pocket?
It's from my pocket now. What do you mean that I have some reserve? It's from my pocket. I told you that what the parliament gives me for special parliamentary intervention, which is part of my salary, I spend at least twice that. I am for the people. I am I'm man of the people. I'm man of action. I'd rather not eat comfortably than let somebody not get his diploma from his school. I think if the people came from me, you remember I was special advisor to the Prime Minister Musonge,
Yeah.
and it's, all the funds of Lebialem and many of the elites of Lebialem came to me that I should leave that and represent them. I refused. They occupied the Prime Minister's office and said they will not leave until he accepts. The Prime Minister called me, I refused. But they said they will not leave. After 2 hours, he called me and said I should go. So when the people give you such an honor, you reciprocate. You reciprocate, sir.
Yeah.
That's
That's
why.
marvelous. Mm-hmm. No, I know that. Yeah, Gillett, I think you can take the next question.
Okay, so, Honorable, I'm so happy hearing you talking like a father that you are. I mean, as a parliamentarian from the Lebialem division, I'm thinking also that this is Christmas season, and some of your children are out there in the West region. I mean, they ran away for refuge due to the crisis. We call them here in Cameroon the IDPs. Uh, can we say they should be expecting something from their father, who is you, as some Christmas gifts?
I myself, I'm an IDP. Don't forget that my house was burnt down to ashes, not once, twice. Usually at this time of the year, we all know the Foju family is in the village. At this time of the year, we all know anybody who considers himself a Leban person, a Lebialem person, is back in Lebialem. We have all been driven out. We have all been driven out. I'm extremely unhappy with the present situation. That's why I put in a lot of effort to make sure that the conditions are made such a way that we all can return home, so that I can rebuild my house, or as some call it, my father's house. I would like all of us to return home. Without this crisis, we would all have been at home. This Christmas, all Christmases were in my house. All my neighbors, who is who in Libya, came for Christmas in my house. If there were no crisis, that Christmas would have been in the hotel I was building in town. So peace, we all should sue for peace. If you want to hear if I will
Okay, let
send
me
something
just ask. Thank
to
you so
Africa.
much for that answer. Yes,
No,
Honorable. Yes,
I
Honorable.
can't make any promise over the air. And if I do things like that, I don't broadcast them.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's move forward, Honorable. There is this young man that was shot to death last October, Mr. Minde Chas, right in his own village, because he denounces corruption. And even a few days ago, there is this young man also, Mr. William Njonge, that was stabbed to death in his own village. And many of these killings that are going on within your constituency, I just want to find out your opinion. What does it mean to you? I mean, all these killings here and there.
No, it's terrible. And again, to put the record straight, You cannot say for sure. I don't think the police have the gendarmes are doing their work. They are investigating who killed Charles, and it will be wrong to conclude that is the contractors, or because he was following contractors, that they killed him. He was also against the boys in the bushes. He kept telling them to come out, and so we cannot say for sure. Charles was a patriot who was willing to die for Lebanon people, who was willing to die for term subdivision. I didn't quite share his philosophy because I think we should live to fight another day. So I was in permanent contact with him, and the big mistake he did was to use Lebanon to show his movements. So the police are investigating. The SDOs assured me that investigations are on to find out who and why he was killed. I think it's a horrible thing. That's why we are all struggling, and I'm asking all of us to continue to struggle and to pray and to sue for peace. Because if we have peace, things like that will not happen. If we had peace, I would not be here in Yaoundé. I'll be in the village. I had packed and gone to live in the village. We need peace.
Honorable, thank you for your response. And Honorable, you have been in the current position, I think, for over 2 decades, maybe 25 years, if I'm not mistaken. Are you considering retirement?
Uh, left to me alone, I would have retired long time ago. I just told you how I became an MP. And permit me to use our last president's quote when he was asked that kind of question. He said, you are not MP because you want to be MP. You are MP because you can. I will add that it's not just because you can, it's because the people want you to be an MP. There's no election that I've had less than 70%. The last one I got 90, I think it was 93, 94%, How do you walk away from the people when the people keep insisting? Last time I announced publicly that I would not stand again, but pressure came. Pressure came from everywhere, from Jogui to Banteng, and I had to bow to the people's will.
So will you be considering 2025?
I'm preoccupied now with my mandate. I'm not yet considering anything. We have a lot of problems now. We have to get water. We have to get electricity. We have to get the road to Menji. We have to get the administration back working. And we have to get everybody who lives in Menji to come back to Menji. That's what is preoccupying me now.
Honorable, it was a pleasure having you this afternoon in Cameroon time and morning time in the US this day of Sunday of December 15. Before we end this segment, we'll already consume, we'll plan to be for 30 minutes, but we're already gone an hour. I'm grateful that you came. Any last word from you before we end this segment?
Not sure. It's extremely important, as I've said. It doesn't matter what people think or say. It is extremely important that peace returns. It was not easy for us to convince the Italian embassy to do what they have done in the hospital and in Seat of Wisdom. It was not easy at all. And to do it, they had to cut by half what they wanted to do so as to run away from any insecurity. So my plan is that we should all sue for peace. We are starting a movement with people in the diaspora, with people in Cameroon, from Lebialem, particularly from Fontaine subdivision, to raise funds to support those who have left the bushes and those who will leave the bushes. We indeed would like them to enter the legal system. We would like them to learn a trade. So we are starting a fund. I'm in discussion with many people in the diaspora and many people in Cameroon. We have not started raising the funds, but we have all agreed that we need such a fund. We have not started because we want the last people who are in the bushes to leave before we collect the money. Because when you collect people's money and you don't use it immediately, it becomes a problem. So many people willing to contribute so that the last guys who are still in the bushes, so that when they leave and join us, we shall take care of them. So let's all pray this Christmas. We shall not feast this Christmas. I've never really feasted out of my house in Lebialem for the past 5-6 years. Every year we pray that peace should come. So I call on all Lebialem people this Christmas not to feast too much, but rather to pray and to appeal to the few remaining in the bushes to come out so that we can help them so that there can be peace. When they come out, we shall organize. We have traditional systems in those days that used to make sure our borders were free. We shall revive those systems. We shall ask our Father the funds to revive those systems to make sure that when these children come out, there will be no vacuum. Please, let all of us from Lebialem pray. Let us forgive what has happened so far. Because some boys are afraid to come out. They say, oh, we have committed atrocities, we may not be forgiven. I have forgiven those who burnt my house. I have forgiven those who destroyed my hotel. I call on all Lebialem people to forgive what has happened to them. Let us all pray that these boys come out and we take care of them, peace returns, and we develop as fast as we can. Our system is very good now. We have a minister who is dividing the national cake. Tyson is minister delegate in charge of planification. He's the one who divides the national cake. He cannot send it to the red zone, even though he is from that zone. So let's empower him. Let's empower him by bringing back peace. The delegate of the economy and plan in Boya is from Lebialem. The delegate of plan and economy in Fontaine is from Lebialem. Let's give Tasson and others the chance to hasten our development. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Dr. Benard Foju from the BLM for having this interview with us. Dear viewers of Gaza Media, just for disclosure, we have not taken any money from Honorable because Gaza Media is a grassroots free. So people should not see Honorable and say, oh, he's a politician. He has given money to Gaza Media and buy us. Honorable, you are there. So I don't want to make that disclaimer. At least
I don't do such things. I've never done anything. I've never given money to anybody to vote for me. How much less
no,
to
because our people who,
a journalist to do his work?
we don't want people to think that Gaza Media is trying to, so that at least you have listened to our honorable Dr. Benard Foju talking to us here in this morning, The Voice. Honorable, we always sometimes like to bring you back, even though when I was hitting you that sometimes you are so quiet. I would like to bring you from time to time when time really need, so that you can come on here and maybe clarify some of this doubt to our people. And maybe at least moving forward. We really thank you so much.
I will always be available. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.